One of the really powerful things about GeoPix 1.0 is that you can approach lighting, whether it be DMX or LED, from a variety of different workflows. So for example, with LEDs, we tend to use a video mapping workflow where we have content, usually a video file or some kind of generative pattern, and then we project that onto our LEDs, and then there we have it, our LED data. We send that out to our pixel controller, and we have light. However, for DMX lights, it tends to be a little bit different. The technical bits are the same, but the way we dial in that look tends to be more manual, right? We'd say, okay, mover 1, set the pan to 60, and then mover 2, set the pan to something else. And then once you've done that for a variety of lights, you can save that as a macro, and then use that in a live show. And then, of course, on top of that, if you want to make animations, you have to tend to set lots of different looks, and then you animate through those looks, or you can have generators, oscillators applied to lights in a variety of clever ways, and those are all well and good, but it would be really nice if we could have both the video workflow and the DMX precise workflow in one package, and so that's where GeoPix 1.0 really comes into play. Using the GeoPix PixFrame, which is an I/O node, and also projectors and the projector workflow you've probably already seen, we can combine these two workflows into one and do some really cool things with minimal effort. So in this tutorial series, we're going to talk about getting that set up and setting up a VJ system from scratch for both the LED side and the DMX side, and then we'll put that all together and we'll show you how to control that from a live performance mindset with a MIDI controller. I've got the APC40 Mark II. You can use pretty much anything, but hopefully this tutorial gets you started and shows you what you can do. Real quick though, let's show you some examples of what we'll be doing. So I'm going to switch to my garage camera here, and what we have here is a certain macro that is already enabled, and within that macro I have the only functionality I have is basically choosing a frame, right? And the PixFrame node lets me basically store these looks ahead of time, which I made before this video, and we can just kind of jam between them. You may want this kind of precise control, and you may absolutely not want this kind of precise control, right? You might want to automate this somehow. So we're going to talk about how to do all those things in the coming series. In addition to this look, we also have some that incorporate the LEDs, right? We have a look here that says, all right, take the movers and the LEDs and apply these looks to it, and it's all packaged together in one macro. This macro has no functionality. I can't do anything except trigger it. And we also have some other things here. They're just kind of different looks that I've made. And we're going to basically set up the system, and we'll talk about making a few macros. But obviously the fun is yours to be had with how many macros you make in the end. We're not going to talk about any of these other things here you see on the screen. The strober, the tagger, the UV effects, and the fader. We're going to talk about the fader. We need that in our system, but we're not going to talk about anything else, just to keep this simple and focused on setting up the system. What we'll talk about after that is additional advanced perform tab features, and we can kind of talk about how to use those in more interesting ways in another tutorial series. But for now, this is going to be just about DMX and LEDs and how to set those up. So thanks for watching the intro. Stay tuned for the next one, and hope you enjoy it. Thanks.